watchOS 10.2 has been out for a few days now, and not only do I have it on my Apple Watch Ultra, I also installed it on my Series 7 Apple Watch just to see how it performed on a little bit of an older device, see how the battery held up, just see how all the apps launched and how it was able to keep up with the new software. You know, you kind of get a little worried with every software update. Is something going to be ruined? So that's what this video is about. And we'll still talk about the Apple Watch Ultra towards the end and how it's held up as well. You also might be wondering what's really new in watchOS 10.2. Well, I've already made a video on that. I'll put a link down below, but a couple things real quick is mainly the big thing is that they added the ability to swipe your watch faces again without having to go into edit mode. Now this does have to be enabled because by default it is disabled. So all you have to do is go into the settings, go all the way down to the clock option. It's kind of weird that they put it in here, but you see this first top option, it says swipe to switch watch faces. Once that's enabled, then you can just go back to your watch faces and just swipe them without having to go into edit mode, which is really nice. I'm glad they brought this back. Another thing that I mentioned in my last video was Siri for HomeKit was out, but it was only for the Series 9 and the Ultra 2. Well, I forgot to mention that it also only works in the US if you have English as your language. I've also heard that it works in China, but I'm not really sure about that. I have no way to test it because I don't have an Ultra 2 or a Series 9. But basically the way this feature works is you can actually tell Siri to access some HomeKit. So you can tell Siri to actually log your weight or tell you your weight, tell you your steps for the day. There's just a bunch of different stuff that you can access through HomeKit with the Series 9 and Ultra 2, but only if you're in the US with English. So something else to keep in mind, kind of a bummer right now that that's only for those devices and only for that area. Hopefully Apple pushes that out to more areas soon. How has it been handling? Well, I gotta say, performance wise, it has been great. Like I can go ahead and launch Carrot Weather. You see it opens fast. I can scroll through everything. It has been wonderful. I go here, I completed a workout today as well, but everything's working smooth, fast, and just great. Third-party apps, default apps. I've not had any issues. I've kind of looked through Reddit to see what people are saying. There are some calendar complication bugs that people have had in previous versions. I tried to replicate. I've not been able to have any issues with that. My calendar complication updates no problem. It's not one that I normally use though, but in my test, it just always updates and has no problem. That might be a user specific issue, but it has been wonderful. Battery life has also been pretty good. Like I gotta say, this device is a little bit different than most of your average Series 7 watches at this point. I've actually had the battery replaced on this device, so its battery health is actually at 100% still. So most of you with an older device, you're probably in the 80 to 90% range, so keep that in mind as well. Also, I use my watch like crazy. I don't do anything to try to extend the battery life of my devices. I use them like crazy. I use it for all the notifications and to take calls, everything. And I don't keep the brightness all the way down. I keep it at the middle level. So I don't worry about battery on my devices. I just use them as they're intended to be. So after about 23 hours, my watch was at 1%. Now this was also after a 45-minute workout. I started off about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I went through an entire day. I slept track, I did all that. And then the next day at 11:45, I was at 1%. So this device lasted like 23 hours. It got almost to a day, but I think 23 is pretty good for how heavy of an Apple Watch user I am. I am totally fine with that. So overall, 10.2 has been great. I highly recommend it. If you're on the fence and you already got 10.1, whatever the last one was, I recommend this one. It seems pretty safe. Everything seems to be working well. I'm not worried about it as well. Now, as far as the Ultra goes, I have tried that for over 24 hours as well, and it has been great. The battery health on this device is not at 100% anymore. Let's go check it out real quick here. Battery health, This one is down to 97. This device is over a year old at this point. Last time I looked at it, it was 99. So it's kind of sad to see that it's down to 97 now. But this device basically performed exactly how it performed back in April with watchOS 9 when I tried to go a couple days without plugging it in or recharging it. After 24 hours, this thing was at 55%. So it would have had no problem going 2 days, maybe a little bit more than 2 days, even at the 97% battery health that it is right now. Once again, I know some of you, that's not enough. For me, that's completely fine. So just something to keep in mind. Like I said, I'm a heavy Apple Watch user. I use it all the time. I'm just always in here. I use the Apple Watch to try to stop me from having to use my phone. So I'm a heavy Apple Watch user, and it has been amazing with watchOS 10.2. If you want to hear more about what all is new with watchOS 10.2, if you missed that video, you can click right here to watch that one. Also, if you want to learn more about this band, it's completely unique. The buckle's actually on the side. It gives it a different kind of look. And then also, if you use a laptop a lot, you don't have to worry about anything scratching your laptop. Click right here to see that one. And I'll see you in the next one. God bless.